Today I want to get a little bit personal. I want to talk about how I lost 30 pounds over the age of 40 without counting calories and eliminated the dad bod. Who am I? I'm Brian Stecker. I've been a personal trainer for the past 20 years where I've helped over 1,000 clients lose 25 pounds or more, get more energy, have more health without giving up their favorite foods and having to spend the whole day in the gym. I remember the exact moment when I started to accumulate the dad bod. It was right in the middle of COVID. My gym was shut down. A lot of my habits went out of place, and those habits were replaced with other ones like sleeping in, cutting out the stress by enjoying adult beverage a few nights per week, eating a little bit larger meals, and all those things were to deal with stress. But when I returned back to my normal routine, 2021, I started to realize things weren't going like they used to go. My runs weren't the same. My clothes weren't fitting the same. I thought it was muscle. My energy was just off. And when I would do my old workouts, they just weren't responding like they did in the past. What I realized is the dad body was real, and going back to my old routine pre-2020, it wasn't working. I needed a different approach. And it was a little overwhelming at first, but by doing that approach, I was able to lose the 30 pounds, kick the dad bod, and get back into momentum. And I want to share those tips for you, so if you're struggling with that dad bod, you can move forward in your own life. Today, I'm going to talk about how I lost that 30 pounds over the age of 40 without calorie counting and spending the whole day in the gym. Just a simple, effective strategy that I use for myself and a number of my clients that have gotten off track and used to get right back on track. The number one myth is a lot of people think they're going to have to go to the gym and do some kind of Rocky montage workout, like from Rocky 4, to make a transformation, or they're gonna have to sign up for a marathon and run 7 to 10 miles a day to lose the body weight. What the reality is, you can work out all day in the gym, and that's not going to make any difference if you go home and you have the double Chipotle burrito with all the sides, soda, chips, adult beverages, that if you don't take control of your diet and start making some nutritional changes, all the exercise in the gym that you do is going to be for nothing. And I see this a number of times with different clients is they come to the gym, they have great intentions, you stress to them the importance of nutrition, they work their tail off in the gym, they go for the walks, and then you do the measurements and it doesn't change. And then you start asking them what they're doing. They're going to food carts all the time and they're wondering why their body's not changing. So you've got to figure out a way to get your nutrition under control. The other trap that we fall into is, we were addicted to food carts and some of the other bad habits, so they think they have to throw their whole nutritional plan out the window. The thing is your diet doesn't have to be transformed 100% overnight. Okay, it's as simple as getting a list of all the proteins, carbs, and fats that you like. Get Instacart, type in all the foods that you want from the grocery store, they'll deliver to your front door. Or go grocery shopping and buy all those foods for the week and just prep those meals for the week and eat those portions of those foods. By getting that protein in, you're gonna be full. It's gonna start helping you build muscle. Over a period of time, you're gonna start looking at your nutrition and you're gonna start saying to yourself like, okay, I've got my meal prep down, but I'm snacking here. And as the self-discipline starts picking up, as your habits start to change week by week, you're going to get a little bit better and you're gonna dial in your nutrition. If you try to swing it, the pendulum all one way, you're gonna have to break cravings. Your body's metabolism is gonna slow down and it's not gonna be sustainable. So you're gonna go back to the old habits because you think it's some big thing. It's just starting small, starting where you are and making tweaks in your nutrition. And now the one we have to talk about is the elephant in the room. When I was in the military, a lot of my supervisors were in their 40s and they were telling me all the time like, oh, it's easy for you to be in shape and just wait till you turn 40. And I honestly thought they were making excuses. Like I was like, hey guys, you cut back on your drinking a little bit, start exercising, do these things. But as I noticed as a man in his mid 40s, is that your metabolism does slow down and it does come to a little bit of a halt. But it doesn't mean that it's over and there's things you can't tweak. I know some 40-year-olds, and me being 40, I'm in better shape than a lot of 40-year-olds because of the strategy that I use. For me, at the age of 40, and what you probably realize is you've got a lot of things going on in your life. You got kids, you've got work, and that's taking up a majority of your time, or at least for me it is. So for me, in the past, I would have these results that I wanted to achieve in a 12-week time frame. I didn't care about the time frame anymore. I thought of it as like, okay, I'm gonna check in with myself every few weeks to make sure I'm making progress. But what I wanted was something that I could be consistent with. I wasn't going to do some kind of military routine, some bodybuilding routine, or some strongman routine. I was gonna do something that I could be consistent with on a daily basis when it came to my food and to my exercise, because I knew if I could be consistent with it, I could stick with it. Because the old way was going all out in those areas, and by going all out in those areas, I inevitably would burn out and go back to a lot of my old habits. So the balance that I found for myself is I made it as simple as getting out and religiously, like every day I didn't miss. Like I got between 10,000 and 14,000 steps every single day. That increased my metabolism. The other thing is I committed to at least 3 resistance training workouts per week. And that was as little as 6 to 8 exercises, 3 sets, between 6 to 15 repetitions. When it came to my nutrition, I logged my food every single day, and it's really simple. Google it, Google like BMR, your base metabolism, and I ate to that calorie level, and then I prioritized getting at least 1 gram of protein in per body weight, and then I backfilled my calories. Every 3 weeks or so, if I had a craving for something that I really enjoyed, I had it. I didn't want to deprive myself from things. And what I found is when I got on the scale, it was moving in the right direction. What I found is I wasn't feeling all beat up from my workouts and not wanting to do one the next day. I found when I did my resistance training that it was a challenge because I wasn't burned out. I found that I was getting a little bit stronger every single workout, and I found that my body was making a great transformation versus the old method when I went all out and felt I had to do everything. I was making a similar transformation. So to recap everything, what I would say to transform your dad bod is throw away the all or nothing mentality. I would looking at making small, manageable changes. I would look at getting back to eating whole foods. I would get back to prepping those whole foods, finding the ones that I can enjoy eat on a daily basis. I would find a way to be consistent with getting more activity throughout the day and checking in with that, whether it be starting the day with a 15 to 20 minute walk or doing interval training maybe once a week. And then for resistance training, find the areas of the body that you want to improve, and doing a 3 times a week resistance training program focused around compound lifts and just trying to get a little bit better at those lifts every single week. And then the last piece is just giving yourself some grace that it's not gonna be perfect because you have those other activities going on. What you'll find by making the sustainable habits, that a year is gonna go by pretty quickly. And when you look back on that year, you're gonna have made major progress. Maybe you shot for the moon, you wanted to lose 50 pounds and you lost 40. I think you would be pretty happy with that versus the clients that I see that go all out and say the things that they want to do, and then they quit after a few weeks and they're back to eating at the food carts. Let me know, how are you going to transform your dad bod and which one of these strategies are going to help you the best? And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.